Day 5 of Colts training camp up here at Grant Park brought full pads for the first time this training camp. Pads were popping, and thankfully the sun was not beating down on us. It was an overcast sky, beautiful breeze, beautiful day for football, and the first day of full pads for the Indianapolis Colts. We've been talking about this Colts defense for the majority of this training camp, and rightfully so. A lot of guys have flashed primarily in the secondary, and that remains the case here from Colts training camp, okay? Charvarius Ward, Cam Bynum, Jalen Jones, Juju Brents, Justin Wally, the rookie, Kenny Moore. A lot of flash plays from this secondary, and we'll get to more on that in just a second. But this day, the Day 5 of Colts training camp, belonged to the offense, and specifically, I thought it was Anthony Richardson's best day by far. Layering throws down the field. He looks calm, cool, collected. He's completing a higher percentage of his throws. Now, you don't want to overanalyze this or read too much into it. It's training camp. A lot of plays, you don't know what the offense or defense are trying to get out of a particular period. You don't want to put too much stock in what's going on the field, but I'm going to believe my eyes here as well. Anthony Richardson looks more comfortable, and he's completing a lot more passes. A lot of good plays in 7-on-7 to Michael Pittman Jr. and Will Mallory come to mind. The last 11-on-11 period of the day, completing long passes for first down yardage to both Pittman Jr. and Josh Downs. Feels like he's talking to his teammates a lot more, high-fiving guys a lot more, getting involved a lot more. It just feels good revolving around Anthony Richardson right now. Now, that can all change in an instant. Tomorrow we could say he didn't look good at all, but he looked really, really good here on Monday for Day 5 of Colts training camp. Daniel Jones, right here, steady Eddie, as he has been kind of all camp long. A high floor, not going to do anything crazy, but doing what he needs to do here to keep this quarterback battle kind of churning here. After practice, we got a chance to hear from Kenny Moore, Juju Brents, Jalen Jones, Braden Smith, Colts offensive lineman, as he kind of detailed his mental health struggles towards the back half of last season and how he's kind of come out stronger on the other side. Brilliant young man, and really happy to see him back out here on the field with this Colts offensive line who desperately need him with the departures of both Ryan Kelly and Will Fries. But you heard me talk about the secondary, and we heard from this deep secondary lineup that the Colts have with the addition of Charvarius Ward and Cam Bynum, because you got guys like Juju Brents and Jalen Jones still making plays. It's just lengthened that lineup and made this what's been a weak point of your team a lot more of a strong point of your team moving forward ahead to this 2025 season. And of course, we heard from Colts head coach Shane Steichen as well and his thoughts on practice. He had a lot of good things to say about both his quarterbacks on Monday and also his defense, primarily his secondary, like we've been talking about. So enough of me. Let's hear from those guys and these Colts after practice.
I'll start off just update Alec Pierce. He had just had a nasty blister on his foot, on the ball of his foot, so we're just giving him the day off just to get that thing healed up. But overall, first day in pads, thought the guys flew around, good energy, had a developmental period, which was a live play there, just kind of moving the ball, had a sudden change period, which was good. So it was a good first day in pads.
Shane, looked like your QBs had a pretty good day today.
Yeah.
Give me your thoughts on those.
Yeah, both of them were solid. They're throwing the ball with accuracy, with rhythm, timing, hit some big plays down the field, so very pleased with both those guys today.
Notice Anthony layering some of those throws, over maybe zones. I don't know, but just is that a good step forward?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to throw these tight window throws in this league, and that accuracy and how to layer the ball and how to know when to throw it and how to throw it is big. Obviously, versus zone coverage or man coverage, whether you're throwing a 7-cut versus zone, you got to be able to lay it. If it's man, you got to throw it firm. So they did a good job with that today.
And getting it out on time is huge in those, right?
Oh, there's no doubt.
Better job of that?
He has. He definitely has. Obviously going into year 3, the timing, knowing the offense better. So pleased with that.
Shane, with what Braden went through last year, what did the team do to help him through it? I mean, it's more personal than team.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a chance to talk to the O-line and just explain it, and those guys, everyone had their back. The whole team had his back through the whole thing, and to have him back out here, what he went through is great. Obviously, the support from the organization and the teammates just shows the family that we got here. So it was really good.
The personal thing is what's important, but he's still a pretty good player.
Oh, he's a hell of a player. So to have him back, healthy, ready to roll, it's great for us.
When did he speak to the offensive line? Was it at this camp or?
Yeah, it was last season. Yeah, last season. Yeah.
Will the QB plan be the same this week, the 50-50
Yeah, we'll go through that.
Do you have a date in mind, but you just don't want to say it in terms of when you want to?
I don't. I want to let this thing play out, and we'll go from there.
Also, with 16, you have 16 padded practices. Will you be in pads most of the time?
We'll be most of the time. I think, I don't know the exact number on the padded practices, but a good chunk of them.
What's impressed you the most about Juju after dealing with all that injury last year?
Just coming back, staying healthy is his biggest thing. But he's been good so far. Obviously, learning a new defense, taking that in stride. So he's made some good plays out there. We need to continue that.
How does the competition at that position help him as well as everybody else?
Oh, I think competition makes everyone better. Obviously, those guys are fighting for that spot over there. There's a couple guys over there, and they're battling like crazy.
Spencer was the only one that kicked today. Is Alex dealing with anything?
No, he's not dealing with anything. We're just giving some guys some days, and we go from there.
How much closer is Zaire being back?
Really close. Hopefully we can get him at some point this week out there. That's the hope. But he's progressing well. Obviously he's running, doing stuff. Hopefully we get him back out there this week is the hope.
Shane, from an anticipatory standpoint, when it comes to Daniel, AR, what'd you like about just the way they kind of threw some guys over the day?
Yeah, just talked about it a little bit earlier, but yeah, the anticipation and the timing in this league is critical to our success, and obviously ball placement. And I thought both those guys did a really nice job today with the ball placement and the timing, and that's what we need.
DJ Giddens, it feels like it's not like the jarring cuts. It's kind of subtle.
Yeah.
But it really creates space.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen that. He's kind of a glider. You know what I mean? But he's got good burst, good vision. The stretch cut stuff on the outside zones have been really impressive. This last week and then obviously today in pads. So we're really looking forward to his progress through camp.
And the hands in catching the ball look real natural.
Yeah, it does. It looks real natural. So like I said, we'll continue to progress.
Back to Juju, how beneficial is it to have a local kid in the locker room and bring that community aspect to it as well?
I think it's great. Anytime you can draft a guy that's from the hometown of Indianapolis, obviously the fan support's great. Obviously his family's here, so I think that's really special for him.
Same with the run game. How do you judge when you're not thudding guys to the ground? How do you know that was a good play, this wasn't a good play, they'd have had him?
I think the push up front, you can see it when the holes start to open up, and even when there are tight holes and it kind of gets muddy in there, then you kind of look at the backs, because when it's clean for a back, you can see it and he hits it, but when it's muddy, obviously you look at the back and his vision and what he's looking at. That's kind of how we look at it.
It doesn't really reflect the back's ability to run through a tackle, does it? Because you're not wrapping up.
Yeah, we're just thudding in the hole is what we're doing right there. That's all we're doing.
Do you think the depth of your secondary is much longer with the addition of Ward and Final? It just feels like more guys making plays.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, those guys are hell of a players. Mooney was the first team All-Pro, so to add him to the secondary is tremendous. And then obviously having Cam, his smarts, his ability to get guys in the right position, the communication on the back end, to add to that is huge for our success.
Do you feel better? Not to put words in your mouth, you didn't feel good about it, but do you feel better about your quarterbacks today after seeing what you saw today?
Yeah, we just want to see progress every single day as we go through camp, and both of them had a really nice day today. Real nice.
It's been 5 days with these guys. Is there something that stood out to you about just what has impressed you the most and what you see from the whole group of guys here as far as mentality?
Yeah. I think the toughness and the competition part's been really good, and then putting the pads on today was awesome. And really, like I said, we're trying to build the mental, physical toughness, create an edge, during camp, and then really this is about coming together as a football team. And it's going to take all these guys, every coach, every player in that locker room to have success this year.
When full pads come on, I get quarterbacks wearing red jerseys, but does it increase at all for them?
They're not getting hit, but they got to know. Obviously pads are coming on. Obviously the rush is going to be a little tighter. But again, they just got to be able to move in the pocket, create space, know when to step up, know when to escape. All those things come into play, whether we're in pads or not pads. It's all part of it.
Shane,
last one here.
Do you think the whole Kick the Stigma program helped Braden feel more comfortable about coming out and speaking honestly?
Yeah, I think Kalen does a hell of a job with the Kicking the Stigma. The mental awareness that goes on in the world and in life. Obviously, these guys, they're people look at them as football players, but they're humans too, and everyone's, goes through something in life that, might be dealing with something. So to have that in this organization, know that, we got our players' backs, no matter what happens, I think it's tremendous.
Braden, after all you've been through, just tell us how you're feeling physically and emotionally.
You know, I've been talking to my wife, talking to the other guys, but this is probably the best I've felt in a really long time. Like, obviously, the last couple of years physically has been a little bit rough, and last year was very rough mentally. And, you know, it's kind of nice just to see, like, everything kind of come together, and now I can just go play football and just have fun.
For the most part, are you in a good place?
I'm in a spectacular place, honestly. Yeah.
From what you've been through and whatever program you're on, I guess, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot over, really the last year. I mean, I learned a lot about myself. I learned how to, like, different tools and strategies, and, you know, I just got a great support system here and at home. And, you know, obviously I tried some different things and found out what worked for me, and, you know, I'm just continuing on, working on my mental health, working on my physical health, and, you know, just taking it day by day.
Seems crazy. Some guys think that coming back to play football, it gives them a sanctuary. But that wasn't even the case with you last year, was it? I mean, it couldn't be.
Yeah, mentally, I mean, no matter where I went, I really couldn't escape what I was going through, because it was just, you know, waking up, starting the day, just feeling anxious all the time, and, you know, nowhere was really safe for me, and that's kind of the hard part with the mental side of it.
What's it meant to you then to kind of get through that, get in a better mental space, and then come back to, you know, a game you love and a team that, you know, you've been close with? What's this game kind of mean to you now?
Yeah, I mean, I just have a greater appreciation for things now. Like, you know, even physically and mentally, like, you know, you take things for granted until those parts are kind of taken away from you, and you don't realize how good you had it. And now I just have that greater appreciation just to be able to come out and, you know, play football, hang out with the guys, and, you know, just every day is awesome.
Shane said that you spoke to the offensive lineman. I don't know if it was like the end of last year or early this spring, but can you take us through what you're willing to share about just that moment and maybe explaining what was going on to them and having support from them?
Yeah, I mean, last year before I left, I mean, I think it was the day before Thanksgiving. You know, the day before, like, I came in, got into the parking lot, left immediately. Like, it felt like I had a mental collapse, and I went home. And, you know, I mean, you've heard the story before. You know, I went home, took a nap. Like, my wife thought when I woke up, I was going to be in a better spot. And I just wasn't there. Like, it's pretty dark, and that's kind of when, you know, we decided as a collective, like, group, me and my wife, like, I needed to get help. And so that next day, you know, owe it to the team, owe it to the guys to, like, let them know what's up, that I had to take some time away, that, you know, I needed to get help, and, you know, kind of just letting people know what's up versus, like, kind of being an enigma, like, kind of guessing what's going on. I mean, the guys knew what was going on, like, kind of, like, on the outside looking in. Obviously, like, they didn't know the full details, but they knew that something was wrong. So we just kind of let them know, like, you know, I need to get help. Like, this is bigger than football right now, and, you know, everyone was very supportive. The coaches were supportive. My teammates were supportive. The Ursays were all supportive. Like, I felt very supported during the whole thing.
Do you feel more empowered to, I guess, speak up about those types of things you're going through, when you have an organization that is on record now for years of doing things for mental health awareness?
Yeah, I mean, I feel very open about talking about it, like, especially knowing how it felt going through those things. Like, you know, it's great that we do have a platform to talk about it, and, you know, fortunately enough, like, the cause here is mental health and kicking the stigma. So I feel very emboldened to be able to talk about it, especially with me. Like, the thing I was going through, it seems very taboo. Like, you seem like you're kind of going crazy, and, you know, I know that other people are going through the same thing. So I want them to feel empowered hearing about my story, like, seeing that I came out the other side of it, and let them know that they're not going crazy, that this is very normal, that, you know, these things happen. So, I mean, I'm very open to talk about even, like, the worst details, because, I mean, that's the only way we get through is to talk about it.
Braden, there are two aspects to this. I mean, there's the mental health aspect and there's the football aspect, and they're thrilled to have you back on both fronts, the Colts. I know you love football, and you probably didn't love it at times last year. Have you know, kind of gotten that feeling back now that you're out here unencumbered?
Yeah, it's kind of like that oomph. You know, like, last year I was just kind of out there, like, I was going through the motions, but I didn't feel like that. You know, it's kind of like that edge that players have. Like, I didn't have that last year. I didn't feel that last year. Like, this year, like, you know, instead of, like, obsessing over other things, like, I can obsess about my craft and, like, you know, turn a negative into a positive, you know. And, you know, I'm, like, very keen on just like getting the details down. Like I feel that drive, like like the edge I'm talking about.
When you went through I don't think the worst part was around Thanksgiving, and you had your personal well-being was most important. Did you ever think that this might not happen? Football, or it couldn't have been high on your worry list.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds kind of crappy, but I was just trying to be alive this year. Like I wasn't thinking about anything. Like I just wanted to find joy in life, and for a while there, it didn't feel like I was ever going to find that again. So I mean, just being out here is just a plus for me.
I don't know if this is getting too far ahead or not, but if you had any thoughts about how much longer you'd like to play, or what your career can look like just going forward, or are you just really in the moment right now?
Yeah, just day by day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, so I mean, just being grateful for what I'm given and make the most of it, be in the present moment.
One more thing.
Braden, how has your relationship with religion, with Christianity, whatever, evolved to a healthier place than it was maybe this time last year?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like anything. You got to find out what is healthy and what is not healthy, and it looks a little bit different for every person. Like a relationship with God doesn't have to look like a cookie cutter type of thing. Like it's different for everybody, and I have my different way to connect with God, and luckily that's the whole point, is just a relationship. And there's not boxes that I need to check off, there's not things that I need to do, and it's not perfect, but it's kind of allowed me to just give it all to him and not worry about what else can happen, living by faith.
All right, thanks, Braden.
Yep, appreciate y'all.
Your first impressions of getting to be out there and play and lose scheme, and with the new secondary additions you guys have, just how's it gone so far?
It's been good. Some areas that we're still working on. As far as being passive or aggressive, learning when to thud up, learning when to do all the right things, trying to get the steps right, trying to be available, and trying to be ready to go. So the chemistry is coming along, and I think the most important part for me is the meeting time, learning what the coaches want from myself, and I'm sure the other guys are doing the same thing, as well as the walkthrough, to be able to make the corrections and everybody get on the same page. So, yeah.
First day in pads, how does that change things? How do you guys adjust? How does that get you guys even closer to where you want to be?
I mean, you just can't play without the pads being on, so just trying to get used to it as much as possible, trying to get the steps. Obviously, you got a little bit more weight on you, and it's a chance to be more physical. I love nothing more but to be in the pads, because that's the natural environment that we need to be in. So, yeah, it's cool. I'm just trying to be, positive as possible, and working through all the things.
Thus far in camp, have you feel like the defense has elevated its play? I know it's early still, but it just feels like there's been a lot of flash plays out of you guys.
Yeah, we're still in a period of, making a lot of installs. As far as first, second, third down in the red zone, we still got to do 2-minute EOGs. So there's other situations that we need to work and get comfortable at. The situations that we need to get comfortable at, as far as defense being down, need to stop. Offense needs some points. Obviously, we're trying to, stop them from getting 3 points or a touchdown. So it's different situations that we still need to work on and progress throughout camp. Still early on right now to be comfortable. So, yeah.
And Henry, you mentioned those areas that you need to continue to work on still in the install, the meetings, all of that. I don't know how many different schemes or coordinators you've had in your time, but through that.
Like 4.
There you go. What have you learned kind of is required to get this defense to the level of where you need to play those additional things that you have to do outside of just the limited time you get on pass on the field?
Yeah, it's so easy to have, your own habits. After you do something for a couple of years, you're building these habits, and then this coaching staff can come in and be like, all right, we don't like that. Like, just stop. And so that's where the meeting time and the walkthroughs will be very effective. Obviously, the one-on-ones with the coaches, player-coach, coach-player, just having those conversations of what they want to see and what they expect. And you just want to meet the expectation and then go from there and exceed it. So first is habits, clearing those up with yourself, looking in the mirror, not having pride or ego to say, like, you got to figure it out, because you never got to figure it out. And I would just say just being coachable. I think that's the only way you get to the level of play where you can earn your teammates' trust as well as your coach's trust. So just to be out there on the field and just being, free and being in that type of environment, you got to be coachable. You got to be in a sense of, my coaches know what I'm going to do. They know the expectation, and I know the expectation, and they allow me to go out here and try to meet that and see it. So it's very important right now that we just be intentional with every single day that we have in camp. Obviously, a week from now, we'll be heading to Baltimore.
Have you guys, do you feel like you guys have increased your turnover potential with the guys you have on the field this year?
As far as personnel?
Yeah, well, the personnel.
I mean,
that's
pretty much like the game plan. Every single season, you want to get, bigger pieces to the puzzle, effective pieces to the puzzle. So, I think the scouting staff and Chris Ballard, I think they've all done, one hell of a job getting the guys in the room, getting the guys in the seats to be able to go out there and first compete and then go out there and earn it. So I think we definitely have great depth to do a lot of great things this season. It's just a matter of, time and communication and working together and chemistry and all that stuff that we'll have to put it all together and execute.
What's it been like to have Juju back out there practicing when you guys didn't get as much for that time last year, and just for a guy like him, what do you feel like, being in a competition with Wally and Jalen Jones, what can that kind of bring out of him at this point?
Look, I think the competition, aspect of the game is really cool because we all been there before. It's nothing new for anybody in the room. JJ being the 7th rounder, obviously Wally coming up and trying to earn it. Juju, he's been battling some things over the years, and he wants to be on the field, and he has all the tools to do that. So all those guys are in the right headspace, and they got the right spirit to go out there and earn it. And I'm very comfortable with whoever it is to be on the field, and I want to be out there with all three of them. And but it's cool, man. It's cool, having Juju back on the field. Such a great guy, such a great pro. He's a pro's pro, and I like the way he approaches the game. And I think one of my coaches told me early on in my career, love the game so it loves you back. And that's a guy that always approaches the game. And just being a veteran in the room, I can't wait to see the ceiling that he reaches in the league. I can't wait to see the ceiling that he reaches, being an Indianapolis Colts. So I got a lot of confidence and excitement just to see all the plays that he's going to be able to make over the course of his career. I tell him all the time, I'm going to come back and watch y'all guys. So I'm going to just be a fan. I think I'm a fan at the end of the day, just, wanting to just love being a part of the room, love being a part of, the plays that Mooney's making already, just being in that field, in that environment, with Cam. And I feel really good. I can't lie.
Kenny, this defense has obviously been playing very disruptive, very fast to start out training camp. The credentials of Mooney and Cam are certainly there. But how do you describe the dynamic, especially within the secondary? We got to see a little pick drill that Shane threw.
Yeah.
Preview of some of the
yeah.
Cam influence Sellies.
Just the energy that it brings. It's a lot to look forward to, but you never want to look too far ahead and not execute. You know what I mean? For us to celebrate, for us to have fun, and that's my joy of the game, is dancing, having fun. Like, how can we turn up, Lucas Oil? But for us to do that, we got to hone in on practice. That's why I love practice so much, because to get an interception, to be able to celebrate, like, those are emotional times for myself individually, because I know the work that has to be put in to get there. So for us to cheer each other on and have the handshakes, we don't have that yet. We got to go out and get 1% better each day, and we got to build up to that. And don't get me wrong, we're excited, but we definitely want to put the quality work in to be able to get there.
Juju, just after the way that last year went, and especially like you did all that work to come back and then you had a very short time in that final game, just what does it feel like to be back out here and back to this game again?
It's good. I think for me, I'm just trying to stay process oriented, not worry about too much about the result, just take it day by day, and I'm just appreciative, blessed to be able to be back out here with the guys, be able to compete.
How you kind of fitting into the scheme, and I think you already told us it kind of fits what you like to do. How is that fit coming for you?
Yeah, I like the scheme. I think it's an aggressive type of scheme. I think for me it allows me to be able to use like my strengths and my tangibles that I have, just being able to get up there in guys' face, use my length to my advantage, get some hands on, but then also be able to throw some different looks at receivers, quarterbacks, just kind of keep them on their toes a little bit. But so far I'm liking the scheme.
It's a pretty competitive spot, where you've got an All-Pro and Mooney on one side, and then you and Jalen Jones and Justin Wally. So what is that competition been like so far, and what does competition, I guess, bring out of you in moments like this?
I think if you're a competitor, you love this type of competition, right? So I think for me, it's just a challenge every single day. But it makes us all better, though. It's good competition. It's healthy. Essentially, we just look at it like we all helping each other by, competing every single day. But I love the competition, man. It's going to be good for us, to be able to get the best guys out there.
Do you feel like this secondary has elevated to that point of competition? It feels like there's a lot more guys out there making plays, like a deep lineup.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's no secret. So I think we all out here just like, okay, somebody make a play, it's like, shit, I'm making the next play. Like, that's the type of mentality it is. So I think we all have elevated our game to the next level just on that aspect mentality.
When it comes to elevating, I guess what has Mooney brought to you guys as a group, and what's it like for you guys to, when you are out there, play opposite of an All-Pro?
Yeah, I think he's a savvy guy. I think he's just a guy you can learn from mentally, physically. He got a lot of good tangibles that you can pick up off of. So I mean, yeah, he's helping all of us.
You did Pilates this offseason, right? Everybody's talking about that. Why was that? Why is something you wanted to do, and how has it helped your game?
Just being fluid. I'm a real long guy. There's no secret about that. So I think just being able to move, come out here freely. Pilates just allows me to work on like those fine-tuned muscles. Just something I've been picking up, but just trying to find different ways, just to elevate my game.
Do you think is that part of an effort to also try to stay healthy at all? Do you think there's some connection there potentially?
Potentially, yeah. I mean, I'm just tapping into all different avenues. I think Pilates is a good way, but like I said, yeah, just trying to try different things.
Why was it important to get in the community this offseason? I know you had was it a backpack drive or
yeah, community day.
Yeah, community drive. Why is that always important for you, being from Indy and playing for the Colts?
Yeah, I just remember being that little kid, just going up and seeing guys in NFL or whatever professional sport it may be, and just knowing, like, telling myself as a kid, like, I'm going to be that guy one day, and, like, when I do get in that position, I want to be able to get back. So, I mean, me being local, being Indy, what better way to be able to get back to the community. So, yeah, we had the community day drive with my church off in New Beginnings, 21st Street German Church, and we was able to bless over 1,000 families with, backpacks. Different vendors came out, give them free physicals, haircuts, and just a good time, a bit of fellowship. So
I know Z was one of the players out there with you too. What does it mean to have your teammates come and support you as well?
It means a lot, man. I don't take it for granted. They all got busy schedules. Z came out, Josh Downs, Tyler Goodson. So for them to be able to come out and support me, it means a lot to me. So anytime they have things, I always try to make it, best foot forward and try to support them as well. But it means a lot for them to be able to come out and support.
So a lot of good things to say coming out of both the secondary groups, learning this new system with Lou Anarumo, getting new guys in the room, competition, elevating each other's level of play, and then from Braden Smith on kind of his journey throughout the back half of last football season to now, and how he's in a much, much better place, which we are, of course, pleased to hear when it comes to him as a person, much more than a football player. And Shane Steichen with a lot of good insight as well coming out of this first full padded practice here at Grant Park. It's just fun to hear pads popping. It wasn't too hot. Everyone's happy, including media members. We love to hear that. Keep it locked on Channel 13 on air, and of course right here on WTHR Plus for all your Indianapolis Colts training camp coverage. We're just a week away from the Colts heading up to Baltimore for a joint practice and then their first preseason game where we might really see some separation in that quarterback position and who's going to take the first snaps of the 2025 season. You hesitate to say anybody's in the lead right now, but I got to tell you, it's a really good day for Anthony Richardson here on Monday. Keep it locked on 13 and WTHR Plus for now. I'm Dominic Miranda, 13 Sports, here at Grant Park.